Do you sometimes feel that your day is too long and you have a lot to do but the energy seems low? Is coffee or tea the last hope to motivate you and make you better? Caffeine may be a short-term helper, but did you know that there is a dark side to this famous stimulant? Follow us to find out together what effect caffeine has on our mental health, and how it can affect how we feel and behave in the long run. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's go. One of the most widely used stimulants in the world, caffeine is a stimulant chemical found in many drinks and foods that we consume daily. Caffeine is extracted from the seeds and leaves of some plants, such as coffee beans and tea leaves, and is also added to products such as chocolate and soft drinks. The use of caffeine dates back many centuries, as it was used to enhance alertness and concentration. In the short term, caffeine has many effects on the body and mind, including increased alertness and concentration. Caffeine is an effective stimulant that can help increase alertness and enhance concentration, making it useful during periods of the day when a person feels tired or exhausted. Improve physical performance. Caffeine intake increases the body's endurance and physical performance, which helps in improving sports performance and doing physical activities better. Improve mood. Caffeine improves mood and raises the levels of conviviality, which helps to cope with social situations and daily stresses better. Activation of the central nervous system. Caffeine can improve attention and enhance mental performance, making it useful at work or while studying. Increased heart rate. Caffeine increases the heart rate, which can lead to a feeling of vigor and vitality. Short-term effect on blood pressure. High caffeine intake in the short term may cause a slight rise in blood pressure. However, individuals should be careful in consuming caffeine in large quantities, as excessive doses may lead to the appearance of negative side effects such as anxiety, confusion, insomnia, and cardiac tension. It is important to pay attention to individual needs and control the amount of caffeine consumed to avoid undesirable side effects. While the long-term and prolonged consumption of caffeine includes a set of negative effects on health, among such effects can be mentioned: increased risk of cardiovascular diseases. Prolonged consumption of caffeine is associated with an increase in heart rate and high blood pressure, which increases the risk of cardiovascular diseases such as arterial diseases and heart attacks. Negative effects on the gastrointestinal tract. Prolonged use of caffeine causes digestive problems such as heartburn, stomach irritation, gastric ulcer. Effects on sleep and rest. Prolonged consumption of caffeine negatively affects the quality of sleep and the ability to rest, which can lead to increased insomnia and reduced sleep quality. Increased risk of addiction. Prolonged consumption of caffeine increases the risk of addiction to it, as a person becomes dependent on caffeine to feel energized and alert. Effects on mental health. Increases anxiety and stress levels, and is also associated with an increase in mental health problems such as depression and panic disorders. Effects on the central nervous system. It affects the cerebral structure and central nervous function, which can cause developmental disorders in children. These side effects usually appear after a long period of time of excessive caffeine consumption, and it is important that people are aware of their consumption levels and take measures to control them and reduce the risk of long-term side effects. And also, the effect of caffeine varies from person to person based on factors such as heredity. Heredity plays an important role in how individuals react to caffeine. Some people may be more responsive to the effects of caffeine due to a difference in their genetics. Age affects how the body responds to caffeine, with tolerance and effects being different between young and older individuals. Weight and gender. The effects of caffeine vary based on weight and gender, as it has a potential effect on the speed of caffeine metabolism in the body. General health and other medications. The general state of health of the individual should also be taken into account, including the presence of any medical conditions or taking any other medications, as this can affect the body's response to caffeine. Consumption habits. Caffeine consumption habits vary from person to person, and the amount, timing, and method of caffeine intake can affect individual effects. Allergies. Some people may be more sensitive to caffeine than others, which means they may experience more side effects due to less caffeine. Understanding these factors and how they interact with caffeine can help identify the individual effects of caffeine on mental health and develop safe and appropriate consumption strategies for each individual. Here are some tips on how to consume caffeine healthily and responsibly, how to act in case of excess consumption or the need for medical help. Determining the maximum consumption. Safe limits for caffeine consumption may vary from person to person, but generally, it is advisable to consume moderate amounts not exceeding 400 mg per day, preferably distributed throughout the day rather than consumed in one meal. Avoid excessive consumption in the evening. Caffeine intake late in the day affects sleep quality, so it is advisable to avoid drinking caffeinated drinks in the afternoon. Drinking moderately. Avoid drinking coffee or carbonated drinks that contain caffeine excessively, and replace them with water or natural non-caffeinated drinks at times. Check the sources of caffeine. Be wary of various sources of caffeine in your daily life, such as coffee, tea, soft drinks, chocolate, and try to evaluate your caffeine intake. Listen to your body. If you feel any unwanted symptoms caused by caffeine intake, such as trembling, anxiety, or headaches, reduce your caffeine consumption or stop taking it altogether. Besides caffeine, there are other reliable sources of energy such as fresh fruits and vegetables, nuts, and whole grains. These foods contain vitamins, minerals, and compounds that help boost energy naturally without the need for caffeine. Here are some examples of such alternative energy sources. Fruits. Fruits contain natural sugars, in addition to fiber, vitamins, and minerals that provide energy in a balanced and sustainable way. Fruits such as bananas, apples, oranges, raspberries, and grapes are great options for quick and useful energy. Fresh vegetables. Fresh vegetables contain vitamins, minerals, and antioxidant compounds that boost energy and alertness. You can include vegetables such as spinach, sweet potatoes, carrots, and peas in your meals to increase energy levels. Nuts. Nuts are an excellent source of healthy energy, as they contain healthy fats, protein, and fiber. You can eat nuts such as almonds, walnuts, peanuts, and other nuts as a snack to increase energy and feel full. Whole grains. Whole grains such as oats, brown rice, and brown bread contain a lot of fiber and important nutrients that sustainably supply the body with energy and help to feel full for a longer time. By choosing these natural sources of energy, you can enjoy multiple health benefits as well as increased vigor and vitality without having to resort to caffeine. So eat a variety of these foods in your daily meals to get balanced nutrition and sustainable energy throughout the day. And finally, let's start the journey of health awareness with caffeine consumption. Analyze your own caffeine habits and their impact on your mental health. Do you consume excessive amounts? Are you noticing negative effects on your sleep quality or anxiety levels? Take a step today to set personal limits for caffeine consumption and balance them with your healthy lifestyle. Do not hesitate to get medical help if you need it, and let us be part of your journey towards a healthier and happier life in a fun and useful way.